Hi all. In this video, we will discuss about the shift register counters. In the last video, we have learned different types of counters, that is asynchronous counters and synchronous counters like that. And also, these shift registers can be used as counters. Okay, and these are obtained from the serial in, serial out shift registers. We have learned four types of shift registers, that is serial in, serial out, serial in, parallel out, then parallel in, parallel out, parallel in, serial out, like that. Okay, so in that, using a serial in, serial out shift register, simply we can construct a shift register counter. Okay, so the construction is like that. Here we are providing a feedback from the output of the last flip flop to the input of the first flip flop. Okay, then they exhibit a specified sequence of states. Among these shift register counters, the most important one is the ring counter. Okay, ring counter. So here is a figure of a ring counter. That is, the ring counter can be constructed using a D flip flop. Okay, we are calling it as ring because the output of the last flip flop, that is output of the fourth flip flop, Q4 is given as input of the first one. Okay, hence it is called a ring counter. And we can also it is also the synchronous counter, that is we are giving the clock pulses at the same time to all the flip flops. Okay, and we can construct also this ring counter using a JK flip flop, such that this Q4 output is given as the J1 input and this Q4 bar, okay, that is inverted output, Q4 bar is given as input of K1. Okay, so likewise we can also construct the ring counter using JK flip flop, and here is the corresponding sequence table here. Suppose the initial state, we are considering the initial output as, that is 1 0 0 0. Okay, this is the initial output, and 1 0 0 is the initial output. Then after the first clock pulse, what happens after the first clock pulse? This 1 will appear here. This 1 will transform to the output of the second flip flop, that is 1 will appear at Q2. Okay, and this Q1 will become 0. Here it is 0, so 0 will transmit to the output of the first flip flop, so Q1 becomes 0. So we get the next state as 0 1 0 0. Okay, likewise we obtain the after the next clock pulse, second clock pulse, we will obtain 0 0 1 0, then 0 0 0 1, then again 1 0 0 0 0 1 0 0, like that. So 4 states will be there. So here is the transition diagram, that is 1 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 0 1 0, then 0 0 0 1. Okay, like that. So this is a ring counter. This is a 4-bit ring counter. Okay, so this is the timing diagram of the ring counter. So initially we are considering it as Q1 as 1, and after the first clock pulse this Q2 becomes 1, all others are 0, and after the second clock pulse this Q3 becomes 1, all others are 0, and after the fourth clock pulse what happens, this Q4 becomes 1, all others are 0. Okay, and the next shift register counter is a twisted ring counter, or we can call it as Johnson counter. Okay, so this Johnson counter can be constructed like this, that is in the previous ring counter we have given the Q4 there, the Q4 output as the input of the first flip flop, but here we are giving the inverted output, that is Q4 bar as the input of the first flip flop. Okay, and also we can construct using JK flip flop. So here the Q4 bar is given as the input of J1, and the Q4 is given as input of K1. Okay, like that we can construct a twisted ring counter, Johnson counter. Okay, so here in the case of Johnson counter we are considering initially the state as 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 before applying a clock pulse. Okay, and that is the output as 0 0 0 0. Okay, and we know that at the same time this Q4 bar will be 1. Okay, and what happens after the first clock pulse? After the first clock pulse, this 1 is appear as the input of the D1. Okay, so after the first clock pulse this Q1 will become 1. Okay, this q1 will become 1, all others are 0. Okay, so 1 0 0 0 is the next state we obtain after the first clock pulse. Okay, and again after that is the current state is 1 0 0 0. Again this q4 bar is 1. Okay, and after the second clock pulse, what will happen, this 1 will appear as the output of the second one, that is as q2, and also this one is appear as output q1. Okay, so q1 is 1, q2 is 1. Okay, so 1 1 0 0. After the second clock pulse we obtain 1 1 0 0. Likewise we obtain 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 1, again 0 1 1 1 0 0 1 1 0 0 0 0 1, again it will repeat it as 0 0 0 0. Okay, so totally 8 states will be there. Okay, 8 state, that is 0 0 0 1 is there, then again it will repeat as 0 0 0 0. Okay, so 8 state will be there. So using a 4 flip-flops we will obtain 8 states, that is 2 into 4 8s, that is if the number of flip-flop is n, if the number of flip-flop is small n, we obtain 2n states. So we can call this Johnson counter as a mode 2n counter, so it can count 2n pulses. Okay, so this is the timing diagram of a Johnson counter. After the first clock pulse this q1 will become 1, it will continue it as like this, and after the second clock pulse q2 also become 1, and after the third clock pulse q3 become 1, and after the fourth clock pulse q4 become 1, like this. Okay, and so this is the basic two types of shift register counters. So learn well. This is a sure university question, either ring counter or a Johnson counter. Okay, thank you.